Good evening and welcome to tonight's Fort Wayne Community School Board of School Trustees meeting. We begin this meeting as we do each meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we have roll call of members.
Good evening, Steve Corona from the 5th District.
Good evening, Antoinette Payne, District 4.
Julie Hollingsworth, District 1.
Jennifer Mathias, District 2.
Ann Duff, Member at Large.
And to my left, we have, I was waiting for you to introduce yourself, Dr. Mark Daniel, Superintendent of Fort Wayne Community Schools, and Angie Filler, Clerk of the Board, and I'm Maria Norman, Member at Large. We begin this evening's meeting with awards and recognitions. This week is National Public School Week celebration. So in celebration of National Public Schools Week, here's a video highlighting the great work being done every day in our schools.
This week, we celebrate the places where curiosity comes alive and friendships blossom. Public schools. Each day, thousands of Fort Wayne Community School students walk through the doors of our 52 public schools, some online. So in public schools like Fort Wayne Community Schools, every child has the opportunity to learn and grow from our STEM programs inspiring the next generation of innovators to the schools of success, paving a pathway to the future. Our success is made possible by our teachers, our staff, who unselfishly arrive early and stay late to ensure every child has a place to learn. We can't forget the bus drivers, cafeteria staff, custodians, support staff, coaches, parent volunteers, and community partners as well. So this Public Schools Week, let's celebrate Fort Wayne Community Schools and our commitment to transforming education to ensure students are ready for that Monday after graduation. Thank you, and thank you, Fort Wayne Community Schools.
That was nice. Good job. Happy Public Schools Week. All right, that brings us to the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes, the minutes from the meeting held on February 10th, vouchers and payroll, for period ending February 24th, and payroll and supplemental pays for periods ending January 24 and January 31, the personnel report, and required disclosures. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Jen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Dr. Daniel? Okay, thank you. No old business, so we move to new business. Steve, are you up and running? Can
Yes.
you do A, please?
It's recommended the board approve the Cable Fund Access Board originator grant from the city of Fort Wayne. The city receives a 5% franchise fee from Comcast and Frontier. Of that amount, 20% is sent to our LTV. The city of Fort Wayne provides grants for the operation of cable access stations, which include centers at the Allen County Public Library, Purdue Fort Wayne, Government Access and LTV at Anthus Career Center. Grants are given with the stipulation that all access centers will provide training, equipment, and facilities to nonprofits wishing to produce programming that will air on one of the access channels. The monetary amount granted is based upon a percentage of active subscribers to Comcast and Frontier Communications. LTV is operated by the district, serving as the K-12 educational access channel for the entire city. The primary purpose of the cable fund is to enhance public educational and government access television within the city of Fort Wayne through the effective use of cable TV franchise fee receipts. And Elizabeth Lord Carey, our LTV coordinator, is here to answer any questions about this recommendation.
Thanks, Steve. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Julie. Any questions for Elizabeth?
Do we know how much money? We see the percentage, but
Yes, we do not know how much money. It changes every quarter. We get paid quarterly, and the last installment was $31,000. All over the course of the 2024 year, it was $141,000.
is the number dropping? Are there fewer subscribers?
Yes, there are fewer subscribers. The number has been dropping for the past decade since I've started working with TV. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Tony, can you do the next one?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is recommended that the board approve the Cable Fund Access Board non-originator grants from the city of Fort Wayne for a total of $77,837.46. The city of Fort Wayne provides grants for nonprofit organizations within the city through CFAB. Grants are given to nonprofits with the understanding the organizations will provide programming to one of Fort Wayne's cable access stations, including LTV. Grants cover some equipment costs for schools. In 2024, FWCS was notified of the award with the grant being received in January of 2025. Again, Elizabeth Carey is here to answer any questions.
Thanks, Tony. Is there a motion on the floor?
Move to approve. Second.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Ann. Any questions for Elizabeth? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Julie, are you up and running or?
Finally.
Oh, good.
This is the Title I, Part A Basic and Neglected Grant for 24-25. It's recommended that the board approve the acceptance of the Title I, Part A Basic and Neglected Grant from the Indiana Department of Education in the amount of $14,289,294.23. A school building's eligibility for Title I services is primarily based on criteria related to family income. Fort Wayne Community Schools determines target areas based on number of students receiving free or reduced lunch and or direct certified government benefits. In 24-25, Title I services support 32 Fort Wayne Community School elementary schools. Services include literacy instruction and intervention supports, therapeutic counselors, family engagement efforts, and preschool. Students who receive free or reduced lunch and live in Fort Wayne Community School Title I school attendance areas but attend non-public schools are provided supplemental instruction through a resource teacher or tutor, instructional assistant, or service provider. Additionally, Fort Wayne Community School students who are experiencing homelessness and students who reside at Crossroad Children's Home, an institution for neglected children, receive supplemental educational services through Title I. The grant is managed by Kimberly Brooks, Title I Director, who's available to answer any questions.
Thanks, Julie. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Tony. Any questions for Kimberly? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. So now we are to Title I, Part D. Jen? with that.
Excuse me. It is recommended that the board approve the acceptance of Title I, Part D delinquent grant from the Indiana Department of Education in the amount of $162,944.40. Allen County Juvenile Center and Lifeline Youth and Family Delinquent Institutions receive funds through the Title I, Part D delinquent grant to support instruction and transitional services for clients or students who reside in the above-mentioned facilities. Instruction is designated to sustain academic growth during residency and to close the achievement gap. Credit course work towards graduation credit recovery and or support for transition services are available. Grant is managed by Kimberly Brooks, Title I Director. It's still here.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Tony. Any questions for Kimberly on this one?
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead, Steve.
I just, what's the number of unique students that we serve, Kim, in an individual school year?
It varies, because it's just based upon court cases. I would say between 30 to 50 throughout the year.
And is this at one location or are there multiple locations that corrections provided?
ACJC is one, and Lifeline is the second one location.
I'm not sure I'm that familiar with Lifeline. Is that another program that's connected to the court system? Okay. And it serves all ages or?
Mostly high school.
Okay.
I believe there have been students up to maybe 20 years old before. It just depends. That's a little more of a fluid type facility where students come and go. It's based more on work skills, work study programs as well there.
But they do have a brick and mortar facility
Yes.
in the county?
Yes.
The teachers are our teachers, Fort Wayne Community School teachers?
Provided through Title I, we do have tutors that are there, but the other teachers who are there during the day, I'm pretty sure are education funded.
They're ours. Okay.
Any other questions? Thanks, Kim. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Anne, are you up and running?
It is recommended that the board approve the acceptance of the Early Literacy Achievement Grant from the IDOE in the amount of $621,548.64 to support the statewide goal of ensuring 95% of Indiana's third grade students pass IREAD 3 by 2027. The Early Literacy Achievement Grant awards funds to Indiana Public School Corporations to support early literacy efforts. In order to be eligible for a stipend, staff members must meet the below. Contributed to literacy instruction for students in preschool through third grade during the entire 2023-24 school year. Received a rating of highly effective or effective for the 23-24 school year. Maintain employment with FWCS at the time of funds being distributed. The early achievement grant amounts are determined by a formula that includes the number of eligible students who achieved a passing score on IREAD 3 in 2024 and the school's growth and reading proficiency rate. Due to our increased proficiency improved growth, our grant amount increased from $209,419.30 in 2023 to $621,584.64 in 2024. Classified staff will receive 75% the amount certified staff received, which aligns with last year. Certified staff will receive approximately $688 and classified staff will receive approximately $516 before deductions. And Dr. Joe Brown and Rosie Shipman will be available to answer questions.
Thanks, Anne. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Jen. Any questions for Dr. Brown or Rosie?
So how did we achieve such a large increase?
Yeah, so it's really connected to our increased IREAD scores from last year. So the state increased 0.6% and we were 5.5% as a district.
Is there a qualifying criteria to receive this grant? I mean, do you have to be directly involved in literacy instruction? Because I know, there are teachers that teach literacy and, I mean, you can use any subject matter to teach literacy, so.
Primarily contributed, so the majority of their day needs to be centered around literacy instruction, is what the language for the Department of Ed qualifies it.
Okay. And is this just kindergarten through?
So preschool also qualifies, so preschool through third grade.
Okay, preschool through third grade. Okay. Not fourth grade if you have students who have to take the IREAD test again?
No.
Yeah, the number of teachers that receive this.
So the total number of staff is 848 staff members. Last year it was 850, so pretty consistent.
Boy, I wish we realized this gain in every line item. Huh? Nice work. Congratulations.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And now we are to the removal of outstanding warrants. It is recommended that certain checks be removed from the record of outstanding warrants. A complete listing is attached. Indiana Code 5-11-10.5-2 states that all checks drawn from public funds of a political subdivision of the state of Indiana are outstanding and unpaid for a period of 2 or more years as of the last day of December of each year are considered void. Attempts are made to notify all persons or vendors who have outstanding checks valued at $10 or more. And Rosie is here to answer any of our questions. Is there a motion on the floor?
Move for approval.
Second.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Anne. Any questions for Rosie? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Good job, guys. All right, so that ends our new business. So that leads us to reports. And this evening, the College and Career Readiness Department will highlight the 21st Century Scholars Program and current middle school programming, offerings, successes, and impactful outcomes. Questions will be answered by Shanita Bolton, Executive Director of College and Career Readiness, and Alan Miggins, College and Career Readiness Manager. Good evening.
Good evening, President Norman, FWCS Board of Trustees, and Dr. Daniel. This evening, we are here to highlight some of the work that is taking place in the College and Career Readiness Department. This department has had the honor of previously updating you on the Gear Up program, Be Instrumental program, athletics, Schools of Success, and in addition, you have received updates from both Career Academy and the AMP Lab that are part of our team. Tonight's focus will be on the 21st Century Scholars Program and the programming that is taking place at the middle school level. Alan Miggins, College and Career Readiness Manager, and 3 amazing middle school students join me tonight for this presentation. We also have our middle school student advisors present in the room. We would like to begin our presentation with a video.
When we see the benefit of our work, it's just good to know that you're making a difference in the lives of the kids.
College and Career Readiness Advisors meet students where they are by offering personalized guidance that focuses on their academic strengths and challenges, as well as providing social and emotional support. In many cases, I feel like we don't understand what a student goes through until we establish that relationship with them.
I'll be fully honest, I made my college decision where I was going to go my freshman year of college was based mainly on where I was going to continue to play basketball, not about what I was going to do when I was finished with college.
I think for me, I did not advocate for myself, and I want them to learn from my mistakes.
If I had some of the experiences that our kids are going to have to help them consider and help them not just consider what they want to do, but sometimes part of the experience is figuring out what you don't want to do.
They'll say, Mrs. Smith, I don't want to go. This is to Jim Kelly, the Jim Kelly visit. One student in particular, he said, I don't want to go. I don't know anyone. I'd just rather stay at school. I said, if you go on this visit, I will be right there with you. During the visit, I was checking on him, and I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. He ended up getting the high score in one of the activities that was there, and he just really enjoyed that visit.
So I think what we're doing right now with School Success, with College and Career, whether it's going on a tour, going to an HBCU tour, a PWI, career fairs, college fairs, we have the privilege at Fort Wayne Community Schools to partner with Junior Achievement.
Over the years, our partnership with Fort Wayne Community School has grown tremendously. We have expanded our programming. We are offering classes from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade now in each of the grade levels, from our in-school programming to our experiential learning.
Exploring inside, like the businesses, all the places that are in there, like they got them miniature size now, so like you can walk in, explore and all that.
Usually in a classroom, they just give us a book and tell us to do something. But here they can show us basically what's going on.
I think the students of Fort Wayne Community Schools get to see more opportunities of what's out there and what's in our community.
Students are working together in groups. It's that critical thinking piece, as we know, is one of our competencies, right? And so students have an opportunity to really critically think, oh, so if I do buy my first home, that means I am responsible. And so how do you financially plan for those emergencies?
It's really important for the students to have those hands-on, to step out of the classroom and to go someplace and learn about personal budgeting and personal finance.
I have a sort of idea how I can manage my money more economically.
Whether you're a parent, a teacher, a staff member, if you can have any way to experience some of these things, there's just an amazing revolution of things happening here in Fort Wayne.
No one can ever take away your education, and no one can stop you from having the knowledge that you need to be a success in life.
I'd like to share some information regarding the 21st Century Scholars. As you know, during the early 1990s, the primary purpose of the Indiana 21st Century Scholars Program was to help low-income families with the ever-increasing college cost. The scholarship pays 100% of tuition for an eligible Indiana student that is going to a college or university. Those who are attending a private university receive a partial tuition support from the program. At the passage of House Enrolled Act 1449 in 2023, 7th and 8th grade Hoosiers who were financially eligible for free and reduced lunch were automatically now being enrolled into the program. This began just last year. All students are required to be an Indiana resident, be automatically enrolled in the 7th and 8th grade program, be a U.S. citizen, meet the family income eligibility, have a 2.5 GPA, and I want to stress that because sometimes students think they can slide through with a 2.4, complete the Scholar Success Program, earn a high school diploma, and complete the college requirements. I want to talk a little bit about the annual income for families and what this means. It is important to note that the state conducts a financial means assessment once students are enrolled in the program. They conduct this at the end of their 8th grade year as well as the senior year to ensure students meet the financial criteria to qualify for this scholarship. Scholars must be a member of the household that meets the annual income by the household guidelines. Unfortunately, this does place a negative impact on some families who do strive to better themselves. Once they fall out of these guidelines, the student no longer will receive the scholarship. All right, Amy. There we go, thank you. During high school, students must complete 3 required programs each school year. The College and Career Readiness Department works closely with students at each high school to ensure they are fulfilling the requirements listed on the screen. I would like to highlight that many of these requirements are met because of the students' engagement with College and Career Readiness and now our Schools of Success program. I have a little delay on my clicker. 4 years ago, the state added additional requirements for students who receive 21st Century Scholarship that matriculate to college. Each year of college, the student must do the following: complete 30 credit hours, maintain satisfactory academic progress, file their FAFSA, identify one mentor or champion, and complete one college engagement and career engagement. For many years, the College and Career Readiness Department has worked closely with the middle schools to ensure parents and guardians complete the 21st Century Scholarship application by the 8th grade. From 2020 to 2023, the percentage of students enrolled in the program increased from 73% to 94% in 2024, when the state began their automatic enrollment. Now our students are enrolled 100% of our students. Each student still is required to set up a full account. So I want to stress that, because it does not mean because a student was automatically enrolled that they are a 21st Century Scholar. They are required to set up a full account. And we do have our middle school student advisors at each of the middle schools that work very closely with our students to ensure that this is complete, along working with their families. 21st Century Scholars across the state have higher college enrollment rates than both their higher income and low income non-scholar counterparts. Indiana college-going students have held steady at 53% since 2020. Fort Wayne Community Schools has increased college enrollment from 41.3% in 2020 to now having approximately 48% of our students matriculating to 2-year and 4-year institutions in 2024. It is important to note that the information that we do receive from the National Clearinghouse is 2-year lagging data, and that is what you see on the screen. Fort Wayne Community Schools 21st Century Scholar students enroll college at a high rate than non-21st Century Scholar students in our district. The Commission for Higher Education provides 2-year lagging data, as I just shared. As you can see on the screen, in 2018, 80% or 81 of FWCS students enrolled in college were 21st Century Scholars. In 2022, 74.3 of those students who were enrolled in the program matriculated to college. Unfortunately, the state no longer provides us access to data to know the dollars that have been awarded. I'll be very honest, if you want to have a side conversation with me after this meeting, I'll be glad to share you my thoughts of why. We are no longer allowed to run reports. Matter of fact, we can only log on to pull the data for the current students. So if I cannot run any longer data for those students who graduated in 24 or earlier. At this time, I would like to introduce Alan Miggins, the College and Career Readiness Manager, who will share some of the middle school programs and activities that our office provides to students.
Thank you, Ms. Bolton. Good evening, President Norman, Fort Wayne Community School Board of Trustees, and Dr. Daniel. I'm excited to be here before you all to share what we've been taking place in our middle schools as it relates to college and career readiness. Junior achievement empowers our students to succeed, develop skills for economic success. JA's program focus on entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and work readiness through experiential learning. One of the items that I would like to share with you today is how we prioritize and provide 6th through 8th graders with transformative experiences. You may have heard about JA BizTown, which is a financial literacy experience for elementary students, and JA Job Spark for both middle school and high school. One experience that I will highlight today is JA Finance Park for all 8th graders. Since 2021, we have seen an increase in a number of 8th graders, attending junior achievement provided at each middle school. Please note, for this academic year, we are currently close to almost 1,000 middle schoolers who've already attended JA Finance Park, and we have quite a few more schools who are scheduled to attend this spring. In addition to JA, all 7th and 8th graders have the opportunity to experience and attend the Jim Kelly Career Pathway Center. The Jim Kelly Career Pathway Center operates through a collaborative effort between Fort Wayne Community Schools and Boys and Girls Club in Fort Wayne. Middle school students are exploring careers through real life experiences. learn what they need to accomplish in high school to prepare for careers after graduation. Students are immersed at the early age of hands-on activities that connects to the high-demand career fields that are available at the available in Allen County and the United States. We launched a pilot in 2022-23 and fully committed to all 7th and 8th graders in year 23-24. Currently, we have over 2,000 middle school students who have had the opportunity to experience Jim Kelly Career Pathway Center and this academic year. This academic year, we're currently having students work on welding, construction, and coding. The College and Career Department also provides visit experiences to the FWCS Career Academy sites. The Fort Wayne Community Schools Career Academy serves our students with a broad array of careers and technical programs. During each visit, we focus on new technology, the importance of developing strong ethnic and career skills while acquiring a desire to learn and gain a sense of personal achievement. By allowing the middle schools to attend these experiences before high school, it prepares them as they begin for their future. Most importantly, we educate all middle schools that all career academy programs offer industrial certificates, licenses, and dual credits, preparing students for in-demand jobs and post-secondary education. It is an honor to share that we have close to 500 middle school students to attend the Career Academy visits. And we have a little over 300 who attended last year. So at this time, I'm going to share a little bit more of our programs that we offer for our students. AMPLAB visits, AMPLAB visits is another experience that we provide our students here in middle school. AMPLAB is truly a unique and provides an opportunity for FWCS 11 and 12th graders to enhance their educational experiences through the challenge of solving real-world problems for business industries. Our students get to explore their passion and their talent in a unique learning environment, in an innovative and collaborative setting. We want our middle school students to visualize themselves at AMPLAB through a small group tour, informative sessions as well. Many times they are allowed to briefly have hands-on activities with the current AMPLAB students and the faculty to get a taste of their half-day experiences. As you can see on the data above, in 2023-24, over 160 students middle school students have visited AMPLAB, and we look forward to our spring 2025 visits as well. Now I'm going to share with you all a few more opportunities that we offer our students. JA Finance, Jim Kelly Career Pathway Center, and Career Academies is just a few of the experiences that we offer our students. We currently offer career assessments and lessons via Naviance, individual counseling and college and career advising from our middle school staff, elementary workshops K-5 in the fall and the spring. I do want to share this past weekend, we partnership with L3 Harris and Lego STEM, and we had over 111 middle school students attending this last weekend. Middle school workshops 6th through 8th grade in the fall and the spring. College and career visit tours, college fairs, college rep visits, 8th grade transition experiences to all feeder schools. So currently all of our 8th graders will be visiting their feeder school and get a taste of what the experience is like at the high school to help their transition. 6th grade experiences, we utilize the Park View Mobile Labs for our 6th graders as well. College fairs, career fairs in the classroom. We also welcome in guest speakers from our community to come in and speak to our students that are a lot career focused. We also provide enlistment opportunities for our students. We currently are partnering with the JA, this year, and in April, we will have all 11 and 12th graders attending the JA Ignite, which is an opportunity for college and career fair for all 11 and 12th graders across Allen County. We also provide police and fire science experiences as well. The Poor Arts Center for music and summer camp opportunities. Now, I would like to take this time to invite our 3 students now up to the podium to share their experiences. You guys can join me, please. I'm going to welcome in Lynn Thuya. She's an 8th grader at Lane Middle School. I'm also going to welcome in Christopher Flores, who's also an 8th grader at Tolles Middle School, as well as Mr. Brandon Phillips, who's also an 8th grader at Tolles. And they're going to take the time and share their experiences with college and career readiness. Who wants to go first? Lynn?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lynn Thuyan, and I'm an 8th grader at Lane Middle School. I've been here for 3 years, and during this time, I've had the chance to do a lot of different activities that have helped me figure out what I want to do in the future. I attended Jim Kelly during my 7th and 8th grade years, where I got to try out cool things like welding, programming, and construction in 7th grade, and spray painting, changing oils, and fake blood draws in 8th grade. These activities have taught me a lot and made me interested in many different careers. This April, I'm excited to visit St. Francis for a college tour and JA Finance Park. My advisor has been really supportive, especially with encouraging us to do our Naviance to explore college and career options. She promotes all college and career visits during class and has been more than just an advisor. She greets me with a warm hug every morning, and her office is a quiet and welcoming place where I can always go whenever I need something, whether it's personal or school related. With her help, I've decided that I wanted to become a criminal defense lawyer. Her support has been really important in helping me think about what I want to do and what I want to go after my goals. Thank you all for listening, and I look forward to continuing my journey with the support of my advisor and school community.
Hi. Hello, I'm Christopher Flores. I go to Tolles New Tech.
Hello, my name is Brendan. I also go to Tolles New Tech.
And this year we have learned lots of good stuff about JA. It has helped me a lot this year. I decided when I was little, I did not want to do college at all. But this year I now know that I want to do college because they have good education. They give us gave us great stuff. The Jim Kelly, I learned lots of stuff there. It helped me what kind of job I should do. My favorite part about it was the surgery, where I learned about how to take people's blood off and how to take out their lungs. Yeah. I also like their VR. I learned lots of great stuff about jobs like ambulance or surgery. My favorite part about it was when people crash and we had to help them go to a hospital. And I also learned I learned lots of colleges too, and that's all. Thank you for listening.
I feel like college and career readiness has been beneficial for me because there's things like the Jim Kelly Career Center that gave me an idea of what I would want to do in the future and some of the skills you would need for some of the jobs, and just how doing the job wouldn't just be. And there's also things like JA, which helps me with money management, like budgeting, preventing from spending too much money a month, just to be beneficial with your money, and things like saving, which I think just helps you conserve and save a lot more money. And I have a teacher named Mr. Polly. He gave us these books that helped us learn how to manage bank accounts and savings accounts and things like paying taxes and bills. And I think that just helped me get ready for the future more than I already was. Thank you.
So first of all, I'm very proud of our middle school students. We are preparing them for the Monday after high school, and part of that is being able to speak in front of individuals. So I'm very proud of all 3 of them. At this time, we'll take any questions that you might have.
I
have a couple questions for the students. Anyone can answer. So you had just a taste of a lot of different careers that can actually happen at Jim Kelly. Did that help you think about not just those careers, but potentially, like you had mentioned, this first young man had mentioned that you didn't even think about going to college before, but this has opened your eyes to what college and opportunities it can give you. So does that get you thinking about, those are specific things each day. I just am hoping that you'll realize there's thousands times 1,000 more careers out there. And has that helped you?
Yeah.
Have you thought of something new from that? Or
I was thinking about doing carpenter, but when I was little, I thought college was like useless because like how much we had to spend, like how it was like 40 grand a year. I thought it was like bad, but like when I first went to college and career, I also thought it was gonna be like horrible too. Like it's gonna be useless. But as I like went on, learned about like bills and like how we're gonna like grow up and have jobs, how many how much we had to spend a year. I realized that to do college this year, and it has like they have great education. They give us lots of jobs opportunities, and teach us lots of things.
I'm sure you can go for a lot less than 40,000 a year. Be a researcher.
I feel like that it's just overall giving me a better idea of what I wanted to do in the future because it mentions things like some skills that you need for certain jobs and whatnot.
Okay, thank you. I have another question for the students. Sometimes when you have these experiences, it's almost beneficial to see what you don't like about a job. Can you tell us about what your favorite thing at the Jim Kelly Career Center was, and maybe what was your least favorite?
I like painting the windows and the cars because I thought it'd be like a good thing to do when you grow up. Like the thing I like about it, like we get to paint it in the VR. That was my favorite part about it. I really liked it a lot, and it shows like our best scores, like what we need to do in the future and stuff. My least favorite thing was probably the surgery. Yeah, I found it disgusting. I don't know. I just saw lots of blood, and I kind of like found it disgusting.
Was that VR too? I mean,
no, it was like we had like play like a game, a little mini game.
It's a simulator of surgery, so they use a computer and they have surgical instruments and they mock it out.
But they have a point. They're trying to help us in the future, like what kind of jobs you do, like surgeries.
Okay, so for me, like him, my favorite was painting the car because it was fun, but it also shows like you have to be very careful with what you're doing. And my least favorite was probably the drawing blood because the feeling of the pop was kind of disgusting.
My favorite part was drawing the blood because I'm really interested in like nursing. My least favorite part was probably the welding. I didn't really like that.
Great. Good feedback. Yeah, good feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions for Shanita, but if you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys did great.
I want to talk about 21st century a little bit. We talked about all 7th and 8th graders automatically being enrolled. But do they have to be in the free and reduced lunch for that automatic? How are students qualified to be in the free and reduced lunch? How do they do that? Is it earlier than 7th grade? How does that work nowadays?
So our nutrition services still gets that list. Part of that is built upon, and Rosie, you can also respond to this because I don't want to not answer this question correct. Also, I know is on books as well. So the form that they complete that. But Rosie, do you want to add just to?
We no longer get any type of curricular materials out of it, but the free and reduced app that goes through the system at Food Nutrition Titan. That's collecting that one.
And how does the state collect that information? So how do we know it's accurate is what I guess I'm trying to figure out. We have 30,000 kids, and how do we know that every
The parent actually fills out the information.
Okay.
And then it's sent on. We also will, during registration this year, we will also be doing another push to get the information from the parent. And then we send it off to the state council.
And so are we pushing at this point for every student to fill out, regardless of whether they think that they're eligible or not or not?
Yes.
Because those state requirements up there that they had, I believe if we are to go along the path of everything else, that was a certain percentage of free and reduced lunch, like our vouchers are expanding to universal. Is 21st Century going to expand to universal unlimited incomes?
It won't surprise me.
So then keeping our students involved in that, you'd mentioned there's 2 times that they have to qualify. And that is
So once they've completed their information in their application, they take that information, the parents or guardians must provide Social Security information on there. So once that is entered, they, of course, then align that with their IRS and their tax filings, and they determine then if a student meets that criteria. So they do that at the 8th grade, once they all have been enrolled, and then they'll do that again before the student graduates to ensure they still meet that. The hard part for many of our students is they can get all the way to their senior year thinking they are a 21st century scholar and be told your parents make $200 too much and no longer get that funding.
And that change came about in what year?
That has now, they've been doing the means assessment for seniors as long as I can remember with the 21st Century Scholar Program. They just started doing it at the middle school level now that they do the automatic enrollment.
Okay. So do you feel like we're missing some of our students still?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because our team does a really good job, because we know since they're all automatically enrolled, we have a list then of all students to then turn around and make sure that full accounts are set up. When we go into the system to set it up, we know that then they're enrolled. So new students coming in, do we miss a few here and there? But I feel pretty confident we are at least in the 90 percentile or higher of our students that are enrolled into the program.
Do we know how many students that are automatically enrolled are now not getting the funding once they get to that senior level?
Unfortunately not, because that's data they don't share with us.
So I've read that they're going to start using 21st Century for CTE training. Have we got any more information on that?
We have not.
Because the whole premise of 21st Century was to send more students to college. I understand CTE is a great thing if that's the road that they want, but if the state is wanting to increase kids going to college, but now we're going to offer another option, what's that going to take away from our
Agreed.
students? I'm really concerned about that, because I
am
think
as
that this is a
well.
wonderful program that offers wonderful opportunities for those who take advantage of it, who need to take advantage of it, and can be a wonderful way for them to get ahead. And I'm grateful for the work that you're doing in our schools and catching those kids, because I know that when my children went to school back in middle school, that wasn't happening, and it was just all up to the parent to take that initiative, even though that was set out there like, hey, you could be a 21st Century Scholar. And people have different times of their lives where they need to know what direction their kids can go in, and that gave those parents hope for that. Now, doing the means test again before their senior year and cutting them off, and I've seen that personally happen in the financial aid office for a child, and it's a terrible thing that the state did. I don't think the rollout was very good of that. I mean, a kid went to school thinking he got 21st Century, and you got one-time stipend of $2,500.
That's correct, and that's what they do.
Yeah. So I think that the fact that we can't see
Right, the data.
the data, I mean, it's a wonderful program, And the only way that schools can support that and the only way that we can get more college graduates is for schools to be able to see that and help them on that end. But maybe that's not the end. I don't know. I thank you. I thank you for all the work that you're doing, because I do think that this is a wonderful program for our students.
Thank you so much.
21st Century Scholarship Program is a program of the commission, not the Department of Education.
That is correct.
Okay.
And I know we heard from students. Do you, with the programming that the students get to do, are there experiences for parents to be involved as well, or?
Yes, through all our college and career readiness program, and we do serve K through 12, we offer parent programming. And so we have a lot of our programs. We even take some of the parents on college visits, career visits as well, because we know when a parent or guardian can see their student in a place or space, it shifts the mindset and trajectory. So we also do workshops. We just did a big workshop last week for some of our parents to make sure that they are prepared for what's to come for their students who are getting ready to go off to college. So yes, we do that.
Awesome. Thank you. We had a graph up there that showed the visits to the Career Academy and to AMP. There was, and I noticed that on 2021, 2022, there were 800 students that over to 800 that visited, and then the next year we were at like 450. Why do we have less students?
Yeah, we just do our best to recruit. It's up to the student's choice if they want to go on that visit. So each school gets about one white bus, maybe two, depending on the capacity that the AMP Lab or Career Academy can hold at that time. And we invite our students. So as you heard from our students, sometimes it's not as popular. And then there's moments where it just kind of increases in hearing about it from other peers. And then we get a lot more students on those visits.
I will say, to add to that, that is the year also when our current Gear Up students who are seniors and also graduated were Gear Up students. So there was a large push, and we were taking all those Gear Up students.
So much of this opportunities that we supply for our children comes directly from the Gear Up funding?
None of the middle school or elementary school comes from Gear Up funding. That comes from our college and career readiness budget. High school covers what we do have. We have a budget for high school, but a large portion for a lot of the long trips that we do it comes out of the Gear Up funding.
Anything else? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That brings us to board member comments.
No comments this evening.
Thanks, Steve.
Just want to say thank you to the students who spoke this evening. I know it's hard to get up here and speak in front of a large group of people. I still don't like talking in front of people. So great job, you guys, telling us about the things that were interesting to you. I also wanted to say to the students who I got to see a few of the students that did the 3DE competition, and they were so amazing. I wish I could have saw all of the competitors, but just some of the ideas that they came up with to answer the problem to RB was great. So,
one comment about the work session that we had prior to this meeting. Someone else made comment on another bill, but I'm going to comment about there's a bill that passed the Senate. It's called Senate Bill 518, and what it does is require districts who pass referendums to share that revenue with charter schools. And then, I hadn't seen this before, but also possibly share your debt service levy with certain charter schools. That was kind of new to me, but I'll speak for Noah since he's not here, but he chimed in that this is kind of taxation without representation. Anybody who's studied history knows that that's anti-American. But charter schools have unelected school boards, so you have no voice in how that charter school might be run, yet they may be taking your tax dollars. You also may not have representations because some of our students may attend a charter school in East Allen or DeKalb County or Whitley County, and our tax money would go to those charter schools. And again, I pay library taxes to the Allen County Public Library. I don't pay it to the Huntington County Public Library. I assume that my tax dollars are going to be used in my community to improve my community. And this bill does not do that. And the other issue is that many charters are privately run, and they are in buildings that are privately owned. So our tax dollars are going to subsidize a private business. And I don't believe that's the idea of property taxes. So that's Senate Bill 518. It is now in the House for approval. It's in the Ways and Means Committee. And if this is of concern to you, I hope that you write your representative and share your concerns.
Thanks, Julie. I normally go on and on about what's going on down at the State House. I first of all want to, that's a gloomy topic in general for me. But thank you to our middle school representatives who are here today, because as we heard from these students, you're not only there to give them ideas on careers. We heard from a few of them how important you are into their critical thinking about what's their future looks like. You're important to them, and sparking their imagination on what's out there and the possibility, whether college or whatever the career is behind that, you're making a difference. And I just wanted to thank you. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. It's not always an exciting meeting to sit through. But all of these bills that are at the State House impact every single thing that we do for you. And having you here and having those extra people in our schools, you can read more, you can pay attention to the state bills, the budget bill that's going to impact us. Their public school is under attack in the state of Indiana and it has been for a long time. It's just coming at us fast and furious. And these people that I sit up here with, every single one of them, every child, family, staff member, teacher, administrator, they're all important to us. And the only way that we can be a voice is for everybody to be a voice. You have the opportunity to vote. Those of you who are 18 or more, you also have the opportunity to have your voice be heard. So when Julie's mentioning 518 and giving your taxpayer dollars to charters or other entities, that there isn't a board like this that's overseeing that and reporting it to the state and having accountability. You have a voice to say something, and we want you to say something. So we're trying to be, as much as we want to stick with Fort Wayne Community Schools, we're trying to be your public school advocate. This is Public School Week, and I think every single one of us up here are proud of our public schools and what we have to offer for our students. And as you heard tonight, every week we have some kind of information that is happening in our schools, and they're providing wonderful opportunities beyond measure of what you all do for our students, and we want to continue to do that. And the only way we're going to be able to continue to do that is for our community to speak up on behalf of public schools.
Well, since it is National Public Schools Week, I attended public schools from K through 12, and my public schools provided a safe place for me. They provided a place where I felt welcome, where teachers showed love towards me, all the way through kindergarten through 12th grade. It was just a great space for me. It made me who I am today. It helped me want to fight for our public schools, knowing that what we have witnessed the last dozen years plus, especially this year happening at the State House. But my teachers, everybody in the school, whether they were teachers, the classroom assistants, the principals, made me feel special. So I just want to honor all of our people that work in public schools. You do great things, whether you know it or not. Sometimes as a teacher, you don't realize what an impact you have made until maybe that person's an adult and they come back and tell you. But everybody who works in public schools, thank you for your commitment and making a difference in the lives of our students.
Madam Chair, if I could speak, I spoke too quickly about
Not having a comment.
not having a comment, and I do. And I just wanted to express my disappointment with the University of Southern Indiana. They have granted a charter to Come As You Are Community Church, Anthony Payton, and he announced that he is going to be opening the Indiana Ag Tech Charter School. And normally, when Ball State would be considering a charter, they would allow a public hearing to be held in the city. Well, there was no public hearing. They just decided that they're going to grant this charter to the Come As You Are Community Church, Indiana Ag Tech Charter, and I'm just disappointed with the university in doing that the community did not have an opportunity to speak for or against this operation.
That seems to be a thing for charters these days. The community isn't getting allowed to have input.
I guess we don't count.
I guess not.
Public doesn't matter anymore. It's a shame.
Dr. Daniel?
So along those lines, as we start to look at alternative revenue streams, which we'll need to support programming. So I'll be turning to alumni, I'll be turning to business leaders and community leaders to support what we have going on here in Fort Wayne Community Schools. So thank you again, parents, for being here, students, staff that are here to support. This is why we do what we do. And we'll, just like other non-pubs and private schools, that's the way the state is heading. So we'll be asking you for your support because we think, again, 90%, 89 to 90% students attend public schools. That's why we celebrate National Public School Week. So thank you, and thank you in advance for your continued support.
I will say that I am also a public school graduate. I attended Irwin, and I attended Portage, and I attended Elmhurst High School. May it rest in peace. But like Anne, my school experience was just full of belonging and friendship and happiness and exploration. At Irwin, we actually had a program called Explorations, and we got to go out into the community and do all kinds of things and explore. So yeah, at Elmhurst, Mamie Lee Brown saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And she said, Maria, you should go to this summer camp. And I was like, to me, it was just a way to get out of my house for a week in the summer. But it literally changed my life. I'm a first generation college student. So my parents weren't, let's go on a college visit, let's explore, let's see, like Shanita's wonderful programs are doing. So I got to spend a week at DePaul University in between my junior and senior year. And then come my senior year, it was the only university that I applied to because of that summer camp, because of Miss Lee Brown at Elmhurst High School. And so there are people in every one of our buildings that are making a difference in students' lives. And I know we have a lot of people that the outside world thinks you work 8 to 2 and you have summers off and it's just this cushy thing. But you all are there hours before students get there. You stay hours after it's time to go home because we have such amazing extracurricular activities that we offer for our students. You're there on the weekend. I saw this weekend we had speech and debate, we had show choir, swimming, all kinds of things. So, and summer's off. Yeah, okay. Teachers are doing training, professional development, writing curriculum. I feel like you don't really get summers off, so it's laughable. What I want to say is that with the state budget, there will be deficits. And those are things that none of us up here want. I don't think anybody in our community wants. We are all very proud. I know that Steve, we're going to give you an honorary diploma from Fort Wayne Community Schools. He's the only one who doesn't have one, but we'll count him. But this school district means a lot to all of us. We're all invested. We've sent our children through this school district. And I know that when I got on the school board, I wanted to share my experience, because if it wasn't for Fort Wayne Community Schools and the education that I received here, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And Miss Lee Brown changed the trajectory of my life. I don't know that I would have ended up at DePaul University. And I honestly don't know that college would have been in my path. I'm not sure. I don't know. Thankfully, Miss Lee Brown stepped in. But education will change your life. And I want education to change all of our students' lives. And if the state keeps taking and taking and taking, and we have to remove opportunities for our students, that's going to make me sad. Because I want all students in Fort Wayne Community Schools to have the same experience that I had, that you have people in your buildings who love and care about you, who are going to change the trajectory of your life. They're going to spark something in you. And Fort Wayne Community Schools is just going to come around you and offer you all these great opportunities. So if you love our school district as much as the school board members do, and I hope that you do, I do hope that you stay involved with the state budget that is currently proposed. We would lose millions of dollars, and I don't think any of us want to see that happen. So we all write our legislators all the time, and they probably are tired of hearing from us. So a good email from somebody else out in the community is probably a good idea, so that they're like, oh, people not the school board are writing us with concerns. So, but thank you so much to everyone that works in our buildings and in all of the auxiliary buildings and doing all the things. Like Ann said, you are having an impact on students' lives. Yeah, so thank you so much.
I've heard the Maria Norman story before, and I thought you had a pretty good high school math teacher.
Oh, yes.
That's why you went into math, right?
You know, it's funny, earlier when somebody was like, the math ain't mathin', and I was like, it made me think girl math, but I did. I had an exemplary math teacher.
And for those who haven't heard the story, it was Julie Hollingsworth.
It was Julie Hollingsworth. Yes, I had her twice in high school. I had her for geometry in 10th grade, and I had her for discrete math my senior year, because I didn't want to take calculus.
Both fun stuff.
But yes, that's why when I do math, my math is mathing. So thank you very much, Ms. Hollingsworth. So, all right. And with that, I think we're ready to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.